tickets now at pacemotorsports.com.
Hey, let's go down again. It is time for us to check in with our man on the scene, our man, Dan Moriarty.
No matter where you go in the country, monster trucks are racing on dirt. However, the dirt in all the stadiums is different. We know that, and you know that, but we don't really care about it. The truck drivers, they have to care. Suspension has got to be adjusted accordingly to where they are in the country. We're going to find out right now how it works.
We've got a really good hooking track, like some good sticky clay. We'll gear the truck down low. The tires, it doesn't blow the tires away. It kind of chugs the motor. So you want to gear the truck down and you'll get off the line a lot faster with it.
Different racetracks, like the dirt's different every show. It's wet here, hard. They'll change the gear ratio in the gearbox, tire pressures in the tire, just like any other racing, and the tire cut.
But the track is dry and it starts going away. The only thing that you can do then is rely on wheel speed.
Find different spots of the track that we can start out in. You know, try the harder spots of the track.
When it's a good hooking track, you'll hold out low gear a little bit longer, maybe pop it in high gear as you're coming off the first set of jumps. So when you get on the flat, all you got to do is just flat-foot it and just soar to the finish.
No matter what the dirt, Gravedigger always seems to run well. Dennis Anderson's in the finals again here tonight.
Hey, we'll either make history or be history. What can I say?
Making history. Dennis Anderson makes history every time he races his 50 Chevy panel truck. He amasses history on a Richard Petty scale. The sass and class of Muhammad Ali.
I drive it like a wild man, always have and always will.
Where did the history start?
Actually, it started in Chesapeake, Virginia, at Creed's Dragon Off-Road back in the Blackwaters is where it's called, the Blackwater area. Found it was a television repair truck that I found in Little Washington, North Carolina. I purchased that truck for like $400, and I've cleaned up every panel truck within a 500-mile radius of my house. I pulled these red headlights out of a school bus, or the red flashing lights out of a school bus, and it just it matched the truck. You know, it had the spooky green flames and the red headlights.
The fans believe those burgundy bulbs contain special power.
And heck, the fans follow it like you wouldn't believe. We blow a headlight out, they are, hey, he's only 50%. They think if I don't have both headlights on, I'm not 100%.
100% has never been a problem for Anderson.
Always been busy with it. It's a full-time job, always has been. I've been changing the truck most of my life.
Gravedigger's current configuration is truck number 12, with Dennis wrist number 13.
They say green is bad luck in racing, but I don't believe in that stuff. But just in case it is, I didn't want to have a 13 green truck either.
No one would dispute the luck Gravedigger has enjoyed. Luck, however, is only a small part of the success this Monster Majesty has had.
The fans are the ones that have drove this truck for as long as it has. They paid for every nut and bolt on it, you know, which we get out, we earn our money with the truck. The money we win with the truck and appearances that we get with the truck, all that does is supply nuts and bolts for the truck and pays the crew going up down the road. All the novelties that we sell, that's all the extra. That's the upgrade, update, build new trucks and stuff like that. So the fans are my big major sponsors.
And here in Seattle, Dennis Anderson has had lots of cheers. Gravedigger in the finals against Monster Patrol because Sampson unfortunately just couldn't make it.
Well, it just breaks your heart. Dan Patrick and the guys thrashed all night. But it is Rod Schmidt and Monster Patrol ready to take on the Gravedigger and Dennis Anderson.
What a start for Digger.
Oh, this is over.
Blow him away.
Dennis Anderson, as he has done so many times, cuts an awesome light and never looks back. What a great run for the Gravedigger, as he is the king of Seattle.
And no surprise at all, Gravedigger, who had a couple of close runs with Captain America here, just blows away in the finals.
Monster Patrol never got off the line in good shape. It was just a great start. Dennis Anderson knows how to read a track. He knows what he needs to do to get off the line. And look at the Gravedigger. He won that thing going away. And the fans in Seattle absolutely love it.
Well, Dan Moriarty is down with our king tonight, Dennis Anderson of Gravedigger. What a great performance here in Seattle.
Brought home the bacon.
Yeah, I did, man. I tell you, we got stiff competition out here. Monster Control, Barefoot. Hey, all these guys out here are tough now, and you can't lay down, you can't blink your eye because they'll get you. And, we were talking about lane choice earlier. I did have lane choice. I got the right lane. They had prepped the lanes during intermission. They hit both lanes for us, and I just came over and said, hope that right lane will take up, on the takeoff, and it did. Hey, I pulled off a win and had a great time doing it, too.
Now, when you saw the right lane and you had the flip, what were you looking for that you wanted to work on for Gravedigger?
Nothing, just a good hole shot. Hole shot was the whole deal here, getting out of the hole, getting over that first pile of cars, getting it down on the ground, and just motoring to the finish.
I mean, you were jamming.
Yeah, man, I was jamming.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
All right, thanks a lot, Dan. Congrats to Dennis. Hey, you want to see something? You wait till you see some stunts coming up from Spanky in a moment on the Jam.
This presentation.
All right, time now on the Jam for an off-road update. How about the St. Louis off-road show? What a night it was. Super modified buggies running. There were a few that had a few problems.
Guarantee it. You can see Scott Schwelby here absolutely breaks the wheel. U.S. Hot Rod action going to the TWA Dome with the Off-Road Series, and the U.S. Off-Road Championships have just become such awesome competition. But in the super modified buggies, Jerry Welchel is always going to be at or near the top. He won in St. Louis.
Had a great run that night in St. Louis. Getting some air there for sure. And the Stadium Sport trucks, well, this is not for the faint of heart.
No way. I'm going to tell you, you can see they're always on the edge, but in the end, Jason Crowder, number 47, your winner.
And now it is time for Spanky. You want to see some stunts, something incredible. The crowd is chanting Spanky, Spanky. Here he comes.
Whoa, right up into the wall as Spanky Spangler made the jump and then went it all the way down to the wall of the Kingdome.
Well, they're checking to see if he's okay.
Incredible.
What a stuntman this guy is.
He's really, as we saw earlier in the show, done it all over the years. One of the world's most renowned stunt actors, stunt men. And I'll tell you, he's always looking for something more spectacular for the fans. And they loved it here today in Seattle as Spanky Spangler goes flying through the air and took a pretty good lick there at the end. They're checking to make sure he's okay.
He did. He got a lot of padding on in there, but that was still quite a force when he hit that wall. And I'm sure that that took a...
Well, I'm trying to look. It looked like his eyes were closed. I don't know if he's maybe in a little pain or unconscious. Let's watch it again.
I'll get his head when the helmet is off, Mike.
He goes flying through the air, but watch the landings. First of all, impact over, and then as it keeps going and heads for the wall, this is where he really takes a lick. Ouch. That wall doesn't give.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's get another angle on it as Spanky Spangler.
Yeah, I'm all right,
Well, there you hear from you can hear from the PA announcer that he's okay, and that's great. But
that's what I was trying to listen for. Indeed, it was the question of breaking the world record is what he was going for here. And, he's always looking to raise the bar and take it to another level. That's why we love seeing him at Pate's Motorsports events. I'll tell you, ever hear Spanky's coming to town, make sure you get on out there. There's always something spectacular when Spanky Spangler's coming to a U.S. Hot Rod sanctioned event.
He gave this camera a show here. Oh, my.
Did you see the distance he was up in the air and how high? And then he keeps coming at the old camera here.
Just misses it, too. Huh? Maybe he doesn't. Ah, there's Spanky doing okay now. Taking a little victory lap.
He's earned it. I'll tell you what, he has earned it. Spanky Spangler gets through another one. Looks like he's 100%. That just means somewhere else down the road, Pace Motorsports fans are going to see Spanky back in action.
Now, let's go back down now to our man, Dan Moriarty.
What a night for the hometown crowd. The Seattle Quad Wars team takes it going away by that much in the finish. Of course, everyone's favorite, the Gravedigger, brings home the prize. And let me tell you, Spanky Spangler launched himself right off of this. I'd never do it, and don't try it at home. Now, Hoggood, you might be able to handle this. Douglas, don't go near it. Hey, guys in the booth, say goodnight for me, and we'll see you all next week in San Antonio.
All right, good night for Dan.
How much Spanky would let Dan take a shot at it? Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, how much fun can you have in Seattle?
We had a lot of fun here in Seattle, to be honest with you. Time now for the jam. This is freestyle in action, and this is the way we will close our show tonight. Gravedigger starting off the freestyles, and this is part of the fun part of the show.
Well, and it's perfect that Gravedigger comes out. He was the king of Seattle. He's the king of freestyle. And then I'll tell you, Monster Patrol has learned how to challenge. Monster Patrol, with that huge wing, has become such a popular freestyler. The fans just love this, with both of them out there at the same time, just there to put on a show. The racing is done. This is just for the fans.
Hell, it's just for the fans, and it's fun to enjoy. Hope you've enjoyed being with us on TNN's Motor Madness Monster Jam. Dan Moriarty and Scott Douglas, I'm Mike Hogwood. We'll see you next week for Monster Jam. So long, everybody.